Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another round of the Any% NMG Metroid Dread tournament. Match today is, or this match at least, is between Metatron and a Swerb. My name is Devilor. I am joined once again by Oso Shotgun. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Just watching a bunch of Metroid, which is, good way to spend a Friday evening.
Absolutely.
But I think we are ready pretty much whenever these runners are. So as soon as the race time gets started, we will be off to go.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing how Metatron and Swerb are doing. So, good luck to both runners. Hopefully, nothing too major happens to either of them, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this will be an interesting race. I had the opportunity to actually do some commentary with Swerb yesterday. He was saying he basically picked up the NMG category again for this tournament. He hadn't been running in a while, and I believe he mostly did unrestricted before. But then the tournament came along, so he picked it up, and he's been posting some pretty good times throughout the qualifiers. Metatron, on the other hand, has been running this for a long, long time and keeping up with the category for a while. So this should be a really, really interesting matchup between these two. I am not sure. I'm assuming Metatron's going to go for the short boost route, but I do not know what to expect from Swerb.
Well, that'll be certainly interesting to see if he does go for it. I know that Metatron um, did used to run a lot of Dread Mode categories, so hopefully he'll take the hits when he needs to.
Yeah, apparently he does actually go early space. Metatron does. I might be mixing him up with another runner then in that case, but we should be just basically whenever these runners are ready to go, we should be getting started. We're just waiting for confirmation from them. We had some scheduling stuff that was moved around for these, but it looks like here we go. They are both off to the races.
So I do know that Metatron's internet does run on potato, so be mindful that his stream may look a little more like a slideshow than Swerve's.
Both getting off to a pretty good start through that loading screen. It's usually on digital about 25 to 27 seconds. Looks like Swerve at a 27-second load, but not a big deal in the grand scheme of things as both runners are moving up to this first Atom Room. I believe both of these runners are on digital because if either of them was on physical, they might actually still be in that first load screen.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between digital and physical is about 5 minutes of time. So
yeah, it's substantial. Coming up through this first climb here and moving on to the first pseudo wave of the run. First couple of pseudo waves of the run. Metatron actually having a little bit of issue with the climbing through there, but gets caught up to it. Both runners actually having a little bit of an issue with this first pseudo wave.
yeah, so the first couple shots are very easy, and then the last shot is actually just a little bit difficult. And then this next pseudo wave can catch runners off guard sometimes.
Yeah, there's a couple of ways to set up for it. Looks like Swerve's going to get through it first. There's a couple of ways to set up for it. Some people do what these both runners appear to be doing here, which is just kind of going for it. There is also a method which you actually rebind your right stick on your controller to mirror the left stick and try to set up the angle ahead of time. But it doesn't look like either of them went for that. And now Swerve moving on to early Corpius.
Yep, and looks like Meta is hot on his heels. Swerve does get through the first phase of Corpius, and Metatron is going to try to get up to it as fast as possible. So, yeah. So it's supposed to be intended that you grab the magnet wall and then fight Corpius afterwards. And due to his cloaking, you're you're supposed to just be able to kind of avoid all of his attacks. But now that we're kind of more used to it, we just kind of like avoid it and just shoot him in the head even while he's cloaked. So both runners are through Corpius, and looks like we're having a bit of an issue with Swerb's stream. So
yeah, I'm sure we'll get that caught up here before long. But in the meantime, yeah, both runners appeared to the little glimpses we got. They appeared to be basically neck and neck the whole time.
Yeah,
they were actually getting the kill on Corpius pretty much at the exact same time. So we'll get whatever technical issues need to be sorted out. If need be, we can always pause the stream to sync things back up as well. But looks like they're just passing the hot potato back and forth now. Swerb is caught up and Metatron's freezing. That's funny.
Yeah. So you may notice that while we're going through the Emmy zone, the Emmy is not actually here. That's because it hasn't gone through the spawn. So essentially, they can just go through the Emmy zone freely, and what they'll need to do is spawn the Emmy a little bit later, and what we call the Maga skip.
Yep. We're about to see a trick here for Swerb called Water Skip, so named because it skips a bunch of water. He's just going to do a little quick hop and a slide, and if he gets all the inputs right... Oh, that looked very close, actually. He almost got on the second try. He's basically trying to do some shenanigans to mess with the physics so that he can get... oh, no, he actually fell down. All right, well, he's going to have to go down through here. There's kind of no coming back. You technically could load checkpoint there, but it's very slow.
Yeah, so the way that they do it is due to the fact that they still have cloak. Cloak allows them to have a few extra frames in order to get through, and it does seem like Metatron's stream is back up, and he's made it through. So I assume that he made it through Water Skip just fine.
Yeah, it looks like he made it through Water Skip, and now where Swerb is about to reach is the Water Platform Skip. He looks like he made it through both of those just fine. And he's on to Charge Beam.
Oh boy, we're this is going to be a special commentary, isn't it?
It's fine. We'll just imagine. We just use our mind's eye. Just imagine what's happening as we're going through here. Fortunately, this next little section here is mostly just a lot of running around, so there isn't much in the way of tricks and such that we'll be missing through here. We will have to try and catch up. Oh, actually, we're going to see if Metatron grabs this E-Tank. Looks like he does.
Yeah.
So he will be grabbing that E-Tank. Most runners I will expect to grab that E-Tank. It's really only the ones that are really pushing for world record times that will skip it, because it is just such it's an easy E-Tank to grab, and it allows for a couple of damage boosts and a hell run that are coming up to be a lot easier.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah. So I would imagine that there's going to be 3 E-Tanks per runner, and anywhere from like 50 to 60 missiles each for this run. So now we're going to see Corpius, even though we just killed him.
I like to believe that canonically means that Corpius survived that encounter, and he's just decided he's going to go lick his wounds for a while.
I just canonically believed it was Corpius's wife.
That's another, maybe there's more than one Corpius. That would explain a lot why sometimes Corpius is nice to you and sometimes he isn't.
Yeah.
So trying to get a sense of who's actually ahead at the moment. We can now see Swerve going through that room that we saw Metatron going through a minute ago. So it looks like Metatron is a fair bit ahead.
Yeah.
As we're catching up here. Probably about 20 seconds or so, I'd say.
Yep. All right. Looks like Chad is suggesting that both runners get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi. So.
You know, you say that, but sometimes the McDonald's Wi-Fi might actually be a little bit more reliable.
Maybe. Yeah.
Although now I'm just imagining both runners just hanging out, having a lovely time at the local McDonald's, just like, yeah, screw it, we'll just do the race from here.
Yeah, just sending their kids to the playpen while they do this race.
Maga skip here for Metatron. Second try is not bad.
I don't know.
We go out of that room and right back in. Because now, finally, 7.5 minutes into the run, the first Emmy is active. Very clean from Metatron on this brain fight. Let's see how Swerb does on Mega Skip. Ooh, actually slipped off the edge there. Third try, not bad.
Yep.
We'll see how Metatron does on the white Emmy kill here. Oh, he actually kind of delayed a little bit. He's going for a completely different setup than what we normally see. This is interesting.
Wow. I have not seen this before.
Yeah, that's the first I've seen. Well, okay, it's the first I've seen that in quite a while.
Yeah.
This is one of the ways that you do it when you're playing casually. But oftentimes you'll see people just go straight out and try to punch him right in the face. So we'll see if that's what Swerb does.
Definitely a safer strat if he's not feeling to jump over that Emmy.
Apparently that's actually Meta's usual kill. I haven't had a chance to see a run from him in quite a while, so that's cool to see. We're also seeing Swerb going for the what was the earliest sort of quick kill method used for this Emmy, and it's a very, very safe strat, and it's not actually that much slower, especially if you are not wanting to take any extra risks, like you're in a say, hypothetically speaking, you were in a race. It's a good way to go. There's also just a lot of, like, when it comes to Emmy quick kills especially, there are a lot of like strats that are like, oh, this is the fastest, this is the slowest, this is much slower than that other one. But it's usually, when we're talking about Emmy quick kills, we're talking about a matter of like a handful of seconds.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah.
See what approach Metatron takes here. We've seen a lot of people just opting not to go for this damage boost, but it looks like he's going to go for it.
Ooh,
a little bit of
fumble
trouble
there.
Ooh.
Yeah. See if he goes for a backup here. Almost got
Almost.
it.
There it
we
is,
go.
finally.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a fumble there. Not too awful overall in terms of time, for at least for a race getting through Arteria. But it's definitely going to give Swerb a little bit of an opportunity to claw back some of this time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like Swerb did get caught by the cloak door a little bit, so.
In this case, Swerv's actually just going to ride the platform over, but it's worth noting this will still mean he gets through this room faster than Metatron did.
Yep.
I think optimally it's 8 to 10 seconds if you get the fastest damage boost method through that room. So,
I think it's about 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Looks like been a little bit of technical difficulties, but yeah, Metatron's back, and so he's going to talk to Adam for conceivably the last time. We'll see if he does go for Adam skip.
Yeah, I'm going to expect. I will definitely believe Metatron is going to go for Adam skip. I believe Swerb will as well. It's just such a huge time save. Even though it's a very difficult trick, it saves so much time that you can like lose 2 minutes trying to do it, and it's still faster than going the other way around.
What are you saying, Taurus Oxford? Is that not Adam?
No, couldn't possibly. Of course it's Adam. He even says his name is Adam.
Yeah. He tells us multiple times he's Adam.
Why would anyone ever introduce themselves as someone else's name?
Yeah.
No damage boost for Metatron here. Just gonna climb up the old-fashioned way. There's actually a couple methods to get up that elevator. There's the damage boost, and there's also a way to do just a quick hop off of it that gets you up very slightly faster than waiting for it. I'm curious if he's going to go for the Hell Run, though, because he did pick up that extra E-Tank. Nope. Going to stick to the safe route.
Yep. You know, when you're doing a race, sometimes the more consistent route is the way to go.
Absolutely. And that hell run, literally done optimally, saves 2 seconds. It's like, I will not judge anyone, even if like world record runners in a race setting decided not to do that hell run. I would not judge them for that whatsoever.
So good Emmy spawn for Metatron. We'll see if Swerb gets the good RNG as well.
Oh, so we're going for the hell run. This could be rough for him. Oh, he does make it, just barely. 49 health left. Good Emmy spawn for Metatron coming through here.
Ooh, Swerb.
Oh, that is the
there.
worst spawn.
Yeah.
It's so rare that he ends up over there. But that's unfortunate for Swerb.
Unfortunate kickback from Swerb. Meanwhile, Meta does get the... I don't know if it's frame perfect, but getting to slide through after pushing the button.
Yeah, it's kind of a have to be already sliding by the time the thing impacts sort of situation. Bad Emmy spawn for Swerb again.
Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. There is a way to, with some very precise movement, avoid that, but it requires your movement to be perfect.
Yeah. So this does give Meta quite a bit of time to practice Adam. So we'll see how it goes.
And this Adam skip is just so many precise. Not all of them are frame perfect, but they're close to it. Very nice. That was, I think, 4th try.
That was 4th try. Yep.
Very nice for Meta.
Yeah. And yeah, Adam skip is about 2.5 minute time save. Minute and a half, just shortcut through the route, and then another minute, and not having to talk to Adam. So very nicely done by Meta. So let's see if Swerb can answer.
It's definitely, if both of them go for the early space route, Adam skip is the biggest like potential. You could just lose a ton of time here. Oh, I actually thought Swerb was going to get first try there. That looked so good.
Yeah. I think he's mailing a little too early there.
Yeah, he might be a little slow on his respin after the melee too. He's getting very close to it.
A high five from both runners here.
Yeah. So we're just taking a moment to recollect himself. I was saying this in the last run also. This Adam skip trick is very hard on the hands. So a lot of runners will have to just like take a break for a second when they're having to try it over and over. He's getting so close. It just hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Metatron about
there
to...
you go.
There
Yep,
it is.
there
Very
you go.
nice.
Yep.
Metatron just about to make his way out of Cataris over to Dairon. Swerb definitely has his work cut out for him now at this point.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that can happen throughout a run that cause that time to just slip away from you.
Exactly.
So it's not out of it yet, but he definitely has a lot of work ahead of him now.
Yeah, there are 2 great equalizers in the run. This was the first one, and then the second will be the early space jump.
Metatron now entering Dairon. We're only here for one quick upgrade. Literally just gonna dip into Dairon, grab wide beam, get back out. Because unfortunately we need wide beam to be able to get through to fight the green Emmy and get Morph Ball. And I don't think Morph Ball is an upgrade you would want to skip even if you could. It's just too important.
Who's ever heard of having to travel to a completely different location just to get one upgrade?
In a Metroid game? No, never. Metroid games are known for their linearity.
Mm-hmm. Now I keep thinking about Super Metroid, which obviously kind of just cemented the Metroid theme, and high jump boots always comes to mind as the upgrade where you have to go out of your way to go collect it, and then it was just intended that you could in fact skip high jump boots, at least for grade.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of zero mission running as well, where like you would always end up getting high jump boots, but the timing in which you got them was very different.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how you wanted to do it. But now Metatron picking up wide beam right as Swerb is about to get on the tram over to Dairon.
We'll see how the Pedro blocks treat meta.
Oh, it actually got hit for a second, which interrupted his charge, so it was a little bit slow on that one.
Yeah. And we got a freeze.
It happens. Swerb on the tram into Dairon.
McDonald's Wi-Fi is asking him to reconfirm his username and password.
Hasn't eaten enough French fries.
Yeah.
We need to stop making this joke. It's making me hungry. So very so what Swerb was trying to do there he manages to do it second time. It doesn't save it saves a second or two, I think, actually, if you get it optimally, just because you're not like climbing around. But by using cloak, you can again mess with the slope physics a little bit to allow yourself the forward momentum that you need to jump up to that upper grab period a little bit further ahead than you would have otherwise.
Yeah. Nice coyote jump from Swerb, and Sigmenta has made his way over to Caterers.
Oh, it's a second at the very least that we saw Pedro block. That, do we know why they're called Pedro blocks?
No. I'm sure whatever the explanation is, we can't say on chat. So
this is probably true. Speedrunners giving things ridiculous names would never happen. There's wide beam for Swerb. Metatron will be, by now I imagine he's fighting the green Emmy. I'm very curious. Oh, no, actually we're going to see him popping out of the room. Curious if he's going to go for Professor Stupid or not. Nope, sticking with the standard quick kill. Actually gets over there fast enough. It's interesting. If you get over there too fast, he has to move around.
Swerve having some difficulties with the Pedro block. I disagree, Mindstormer. Spacer always gets overtaken by Plasma Beam. Whereas Wide Beam continues on with Plasma.
I do have to say, it's very nice of all of these places that Samus ends up going to just conveniently have all of her equipment just around.
Well, Ravenbeak had a lot of time to put all of those items in exactly where they needed to be.
Metatron on his way to the hardest jump in the game. Nails it first try.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, elects to skip the missile plus thing.
Yeah, I've seen a lot more runners skipping that lately. I wonder if he's planning to use, because what I've seen from a couple runners at least, is they will use charge beams exclusively during the first section of Kraid, so they know they have full missiles going into the second section.
Gotcha. Acebreaker Ultra says, I considered making a joke during my race and putting its Spazer on my screen just for you, Ozo. Well, you are more than welcome to go do that. Just for the runners out, or just for the audience out here, I have renamed Adam Skip into Make Samus a Sandwich because during one of my races, I was failing at Adam Skip, and then I shouted into my stream, Samus, what do you want? Do you want me to make you a sandwich? And then I got it immediately that time, so.
You know, this explains a lot. All this time, Samus just needed a sandwich.
Yep. Obviously, she needed a roast beef sandwich. For Ravenbeak.
Oh, I get you. Wouldn't that be more of a chicken sandwich, though?
Well, I call him a giant turkey, but...
It is nearly Thanksgiving time in the U.S. It's,
Yep.
I could go for a turkey sandwich. Metatron about to grab Varia suit. Swerb having just picked up Morph Ball. Swerb avoiding the missile tank of shame. That's a good point, actually, Rain. Do you think Samus has just like built-in feeding tubes in her suit or something that just gives her snacks as she's running around committing murder?
I would imagine she needs to have a refuel, probably while she's, you know, in all of the trams and teleportals. Doing a teleportal high five here for both runners. She's a plant photosynthesis. We do know from concept art that the reason that her shoulder pads get so large is because they have giant fans to cool her.
You know, this makes sense. This makes sense.
That's true. She is part Metroid, so she only... Probably by the time that she gets hungry is when the X are released.
Yeah, Samus's DNA at this point is more of a cocktail than anything else.
Yeah, a little complicated.
I see Metatron on the approach to Kraid. Ooh, Swerb got the swag corner shot on the Variador.
Very nice. Yeah, she has, what, 4 fathers now, and DNA from 3 different species.
Yeah, and who knows how many different X parasites she's absorbed at this point and what they had going on with them, so.
Yeah.
Alright, here's Kraid for Metatron. He is going to open up with the missiles, not the charge beams. I'm actually weaving missiles and regular shots instead of using charge shots during the, like, vomit attack. That's very interesting. And just going to stand his ground and shoot the belly button, not going for the single wall jump, which I respect. Like, especially in a race setting, the single wall jump, knowing that you're ahead, you can lose so much time on it.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to count on RNG for something like this.
Also gave a little bit of time for some of those blobs to get shot and help replenish his missiles a little bit. Oh no, we got hit by the punch. Oh no. So I think he believes he's very close. In fact, he was correct.
Very nice. Yeah. So, good recovery from Metatron there.
Yeah, deciding not to worry about trying to get back up there, knowing that he was like just the presence of mind to know that he was that close to finishing off the fight and that all he needed was a couple of charge shots to finish it is super impressive.
Yep. But most importantly, this does give Swerb an opportunity to get some time back.
Yep. See Swerb now on approach to Kraid. So he's not actually too far behind. Like maybe a minute, I think. Yeah, I was wondering that as well, Mindstormer. It looked like a different cutscene start there. When he killed Kraid from the bottom.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
It was similar to the one where Samus lands on the ground. It might just be literally slightly later on into the same cutscene, though.
All right, we'll see how Swerb does in Kraid, and I assume Metatron's going to go for the early space route.
Yep. Some nice early RNG for Swerb here. Very nice phase 1, actually. Getting a little opportunity to replenish his missiles. He's actually got fewer missiles than Metatron did. Getting some very, very nice RNG in phase 2. That was too soon.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just going to go ahead and try to get back up. Those punches, so there's actually 2 different timings for those punches. And if you're off on it, you get knocked down. So unfortunately, no big time save for Swerb there. Swerb, excuse me, on Kraid. Yep. But still a respectable time overall.
Kraid Haymaker hit both runners.
And trying making his way back out of the grapple area. Pretty clean movement through there.
Likely see another high five from these runners very soon.
Yep, Metatron will be working his way across the early grapple room. I don't really know what else to call it, the like lava room up here, as Swerb is entering it. Oh no, he fell in the lava. No high five has occurred today because Metatron was in the lava while Swerb was going above him.
Meta knew
This would just be too awkward. We don't want just don't know what to say in that situation. We'll just take a quick detour, avoid eye contact. See the yellow enemy positioning. He's in a rough spot. He's gonna go for the slide. Oh no! Oh, he almost made it. Gets the parry.
Get the parry. First try, Nick.
Just had to flex on the Emmy there a little bit.
Yep.
Swerb about to grab the grapple beam. Meta almost had perfect movement getting away from that that yellow Emmy there. It was just there was a slight hiccup on going around one of the corners.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah, he should be fine, but we in the meantime get to listen to the wonderful alarm sound going off constantly.
Unfortunately, this is not Pokemon Red and Blue. You don't get a speed boost for being in red health.
Swerve on his way back up to go the other way, reverse way through the early grapple. And Metatron is on his way to... Why have I forgotten the name of the zone?
Berenia 1.
The wet one. Yeah, Berenia.
The wet
There we
one.
go.
Yeah. Yep.
Swerve nails that jump, by the way.
Very nice. So we've got a few minor tricks that Metatron can opt to go do. One is backdoor flash, and the other will be the pseudo wave beams.
See, Emmy positioning for Swerve here looks like it's a good one, so he's going to make it through there no problem. Slight time save for him over Metatron.
So Meta made it to enter the train at 34:36. See how far Swerve is. Almost broke the block there.
Yeah, there's apparently a coyote morph jump you can do to hole-in-one that block if you have broken it before you get on the platform, but I've never been able to pull it off.
Yeah, it's actually easier to break the block without a charge beam because just the nature of the bomb blocks, they're invulnerable for a split second after they get hit by a charge shot.
Nice grapple movement there from Metatron. We'll see if Metatron goes for the backdoor bomb jump method or bomb juggle method to get into Flash, or if he's just going to go down and use the grapple block. Grapple block it is.
Yep.
Which again, in a race setting like this, and probably knowing that he's ahead by a pretty fair margin, it's looking like he's going to be ahead by almost, actually a little bit over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's completely fine to go for the safe strats. Like that's the smart play at this point for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh no! Steps on the pressure plate by accident.
Yeah. So Swerb is a little over 2 minutes behind at this point. Yeah. So this is Meta's game to lose at this point. We'll see how the rest of this goes.
It's like not going to worry about the pseudo waves through here either.
Yep. He's off to get some hash browns at this point.
Swerb on his way down to the flash shift area. I'm gonna guess
Very
he's
nice
probably gonna go
coyote
the
jump.
same. Yeah, that was a very nice coyote jump. I'm gonna guess that he's also not gonna go for the backdoor flash method, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It's one of those tricks that I think it saves 12 seconds if you do it optimally, something like that.
I've heard 8 to 10, but yeah,
Okay.
it's in that realm. Obviously, having grapple beam, it's pretty much optional right now. But when you do the other route, it's pretty much mandatory.
There's flash shift for Swerb. Metatron on his way to the brain room for the yellow Emmy.
Yeah, as frightening as the yellow Emmy is, especially casually, he's very easy doing a speedrun.
Yeah, he was the one that definitely, of the Emmys, gave me the most trouble when I played through casually. But then I learned that literally all you have to do is hop out here and shoot, and that's the easiest way. It becomes one of the easiest Emmy kills. He can still, if you miss your shots, he can still get over to you in a hurry. But as long as you're landing your shots and know the angles, then you have no problem at all, like what Metatron just did. I didn't see if Swerb already primed a water bomb jump. Looks like he's not going for it anyway. He's going to take the slower but safer method of just hopping over to the left.
Yeah, I think he did prime one, and then he had some difficulty because the little shrimp got in his way.
The Metatron now has Speed Booster, which is the point in the run where things start getting very fast.
Mm-hmm.
See if he makes it through the speed keep here. Looks like yes. And does get the morph ball to prevent that cutscene.
Yep. So, see how many shine sparks it takes for him to take out Quiet Robo.
That, by the way, is the most obnoxious grapple in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's at just a very slight angle.
So I'm not sure if Metatron will go for the speed keep up in Fernia, but I believe it also only saves about a second. It's more for flexing more than anything.
Never anything wrong with a little bit of extra swag through a run.
Yeah.
See, Swerb is about to fight the yellow Emmy as well. Oh no. Metatron accidentally stepped on that pressure plate. And no speed keep, obviously, as well.
Yeah. So it takes 3 seconds for that shutter to reopen after you step on it. Well, what is this, man? You don't want to listen to Exposition Parrot? It'll only take 10 minutes out of your day.
For someone called Quiet Robe, he sure does talk a lot.
He does. Very nice, quick kill from Meta there.
Very nice. The method that he was using can end up going a lot slower if the robot doesn't cooperate, but he managed to control his movement very well and keep him in good positions for everything. Interesting method for that upward shine spark there instead of dealing with the trying to do a speed keep through that.
Mm-hmm. So we're also going for the third energy tank, so. Quiet Robe is a cool bro, no disrespect allowed. Well, If he would just learn to shut up, maybe he would still be living.
Yeah, he would have heard the loud, obnoxious robot sneaking up behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler. The wide beam blocks have not been very nice to anyone in this route so far.
No. Meta opting for the flash method rather than trying to go for the speed keep, which is totally fine.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different paths that can be taken through that area, and even then different methods that can be taken to get through them, and the difference between the fastest and the slowest is I think 3 seconds. So lots of different ways to move through that section that ultimately don't have the biggest impact. It's more about what you're comfortable with. Swerb onto the quiet robo fight.
Ooh,
That was close.
Yeah.
Oh no, he accidentally ducked too soon.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about that strategy is that the camera pans out as you're charging the Shine Spark, so
Yeah.
it can, especially with nerves and everything, it can mess with your head about the timing of charging that Shine Spark.
Meta now approaching one of my favorite speed keep sections through the run. Oh, but he didn't quite get it on the. That is the largest time loss that can happen during this speed keep, is having to roll all the way through that tunnel. Oh, and he missed the ball spark as well. That's very unfortunate. Does get the double flash through there though, without getting caught by that beam enemy. So that's actually not that big of a time loss. It's really just the time spent charging the Shine Spark became unnecessary.
Yep.
Pretty good.
360 pseudo, yeah.
Yeah.
And tower climb, very nice.
Yeah, very, very clean through the Dragica skip there.
Swerb also looking to refresh his McDonald's Wi-Fi service.
Wasn't there a big meme about McDonald's Sprite a few months back? Is that what's going on here? Is this what McDonald's Sprite does to you?
I've never heard that, but I did hear a while back that McDonald's and Coca-Cola, like, they added more sugar to the Coca-Cola packets so that McDonald's Coca-Cola tasted better.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which, you know, no one in the United States needed was more sugar in their soda.
Yeah, and when you say sugar, of course, what you mean is high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Metatron actually missed a jump there, so this fight is going to get a little weird for him for a minute, but he has managed to recover, get him back up over to the preferred area for fighting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Shine Spark connected or not. We'll have to see.
I believe it did, but I'm not 100% certain.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it must have.
Yeah.
Ooh, Swerb getting the speed keep through this section.
Yeah, very nice.
See if he gets the ball spark here. The timing on this ball spark is actually very tight. Yeah, getting hit by that enemy, he won't get it. He said he doesn't even need flash shift. He's going to walk all the way across that hallway.
All right. And now we're going to get supers, which are unfortunately a lot slower in this game.
Swerb with the cloak method for going through that room, which does make that room a lot easier to navigate, but because you're like shooting while cloaked, you end up draining your Aeon energy super fast, which means it starts taking away from health instead. So it's possible he'll actually have significantly less health going into this upcoming robo fight. I didn't actually see exactly how much health he had once he got through that section. It looked like he did it pretty quickly, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal, but it is a risk with that method.
Yeah. So it looks like he's a tank down.
Yeah, tank down, and he's kind of low on the second tank also. Did get a little bit of health as he was entering the room. I have not seen that flash shift method before. That's interesting. Does need to be careful here. He's getting very low on health. Very well executed.
Yeah.
With his last missile as well.
Yeah. I was gonna say there is an opportunity for him to dodge that charge beam and force a counterable attack, but so meanwhile Meta is making his way through Elm for plasma beam.
Yep, the zone that no one can agree on the pronunciation for.
No, of course not.
I think I've pronounced it different every single time I've said it.
Me too. Oh, so we're trying to do a little bit of attack.
Yeah, that grapple through there is very, very cool when you pull it off, but if you miss, then you just end up standing there. Actually, struggling a little bit with those bugs, too.
Yeah.
It's honestly, that's one of the tricks that not even really a trick, just one of the things that I struggled with the most when I was learning this route was just remembering to be charging a shot as I went through that door.
Yeah, so the one saving grace of that slow door is that you have an opportunity to charge
Yeah.
game.
Metatron wrapping up the first Chozo Warrior fight. And we'll get a little bit of a high five here. Believe, yeah, Swerb will be coming off of the tram right as Metatron is entering it. Literally, the door opens, out pops Swerb, off in goes Metatron.
Hey, bro. And now for the hardest cutscene in the game.
Yeah. There's a lot of like actually hard tricks throughout this run, and then there's ones that shouldn't be hard, like just remembering to skip a cutscene. First try, very nice. See how Metatron does on the speed keep here. Oh, actually opting for a Shine Spark instead. I don't mind that at all. There's you can get through this section at least, you can get close to the same speed with just flash shifts. Not as fast, but close. And it's just a lot more reliable. And he's well ahead, so he can go. Oh no. He's getting caught by the blue Emmy. He's actually gonna have to parry. It is an easier parry when it's underwater. Missed the first one. Oh no, that is unfortunate. And that's going to give Swerb some time to regain a whole bunch of time here. Yeah, that jump into grapple that Metatron did there is not the most precise thing, but it's precise enough that you can totally miss it.
Yeah. And I don't know. He's just going for an ice cream sundae now. Meta did get a fortunate blue Emmy spawn location, which can be. I don't want to say a run killer, but a large hindrance.
Yeah, I'll actually, like, I'm gonna knock on wood, so I'm not giving any commentator's curse to Swerb right here, but I have not seen in any of the runs I've commentated from this tournament so far, I have not seen the blue Emmy in that spot. So I have a wooden desk, I'm knocking on it. I'm doing my best not to have spoken this into existence, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, I've definitely seen it on my runs, so I've commentated.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice kill on the ice Emmy there from Metatron. That kill is obnoxious because the ice Emmy moves super slowly and he's behind your like health and energy meter the entire time. So it's difficult to see. So we're working on the water bomb jump through this section. It seems like he didn't actually get it primed properly there. That was strange. He might be unmorphing too soon.
Yeah, I think he is. There you go.
There, he got it.
It's all the chicken McNuggets he's eating.
Samus has had so many nuggies at this point that she just doesn't want to morph into a ball. Hey, my streak continues.
All right, so runners, if you're listening, you want Devo to be commentating for you. If you do not want bad blue Emmy spawn.
If Samus eats chicken nuggets, is it cannibalism? You know, she does have a lot of Chozo DNA in her at this point, so maybe.
I don't know if they're chickens.
All right, Metatron onto the early space. He is going for the pseudo method.
Yeah, this is the second great equalizer in this run.
He can take, I think, 4 shots before he has to reset the room. That's 2. That is an unfortunate time for the stream to freeze. So hopefully we'll catch back up in a second and see how he did on that.
He does get it.
He did get it, yeah. Wow, although it was frozen for a while, so I'm going to assume he had to reset the room.
Yeah.
And am I crazy, or has Swerb actually caught up quite a bit?
I think he has. We'll do another time test.
Yeah, he's just now, like, obviously he's still behind, but he's just now entering the room for Space Pseudo. So if he can get the early Space Pseudo very quick here, he'll have clawed back a ton of time.
Yep.
We're not allowed to know how Space Pseudos go in this race.
All right, so Meta entering the elevator at 57:29. Swerb
like,
is opting for the second method.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm gonna bet that means that he killed the creature and he didn't want to reset.
Yeah. Which
but he's gonna have to restart on this here. Does
It's
make
the
it
second
very
try.
nice flash shift in there, actually. Just pause him for just a second so that he did not fall down.
Yep.
Yeah, that bomb strat, when I was learning this route, I tried to learn how to do that for so long and could not do it. And then I learned space pseudo in like 10 minutes. And I was like, well, I guess I'm always doing space pseudo. I literally cannot do that bomb, that bomb strategy.
Yeah. So fun fact, I kickstarted my YouTube channel because of space pseudo, because I was so tired of that bomb strat. So.
I'm pretty sure it was your video that I watched that I used
really?
to learn it.
Nice. Well, thank you.
So getting a sense of timing here, Metatron entering Arteria at just about the 59-minute mark.
Yeah. So I think Swerb is about a minute and a half behind now.
Yeah, he has gotten back some time, but that space pseudo lost a bit of it, so.
So screw attack can be a little bit difficult sometimes. We still have quite a bit of game left. It's like chat is in disagreement over whether this is an appropriate backup early space strat.
I'm on team never bomb jumps. Like, I won't even do the backdoor flash method. I just hate bomb juggles so much.
I
know Metatron missed the first water bomb jump there. This trick is weird, and it involves some goofy physics, but Metatron manages to get through that super, super clean.
Icebreaker Ultra is only on team only bomb jumps, apparently. Well, good thing you don't have to do it anymore because you do short boost method.
There's screw attack for Metatron.
At 1 hour and 36 seconds. So, very nice. Unfortunate clipping there for Swerb. It was now at the time of his life. At 52 seconds going for screw attack.
This is that what was just happening in Metatron is part of why that trick is such a pain too. You have to do it twice, and the second time you have to do it while you have screw attack, so it's harder to see. Oh, this is interesting. He's actually trying to keep a shine spark and then do that pseudo wave, so that then he can shine spark to go up through the escape through there.
I don't know.
I'm just gonna pretend he nailed it.
What else is on the McDonald's menu?
Well, I was gonna say maybe he's getting McFlurry, but that machine's always broken, so.
He's gone across the street to the Burger King.
Oh, Swerb having some issues with this bomb jump also. Again, it looks like he's just unmorphing very slightly too soon. And actually, it was slightly too late there.
You're right, Rain. Maybe he's handing the controller to someone else, and he doesn't want anyone to see it. He's giving it to his kids that are in the ball pit.
Water bomb jump is one of those tricks that, like, you get the muscle memory for it, but every once in a while your muscle memory is just slightly off, and then it's so hard to find the right method again.
Exactly, yeah. That's why, because there is another bomb jump coming right after screw attack that we unfortunately missed, and I usually opt to go for the shine spark method because the slightly different water level just messes with my head.
Yeah, Metatron actually used the shine spark method for that.
Yeah.
It is slightly slower, and if you miss it, you just lose a ton of time and have to do the bomb jump method anyway. But
yeah. So Swerb did lose some time over there at 1 hour and 3 minutes. Looks like
oh,
he's
nice!
also...
You got the save on the platform drop, which is saves a little bit of time.
Ooh,
oh no!
Unfortunate.
Yeah, this is why this trick is a pain. It's still less of a pain than short boost, but it is a pain. Metatron on his way down to pick up Gravity Suit now. And their Swerb makes it through the rest of that water section.
Alright, time for the Gravity Gauntlet.
I like that method of doing that speed keep. It just looks super cool. And I believe it is slightly faster.
It looks cool, but I've noticed that it's a little bit harder to get that store while breaking the speed blocks at the same time.
That's true, yeah.
But very nicely done by Meta.
And we engage in a little light vandalism.
Of course. Is there not a Metroid game where you don't do some light vandalism?
There always has to be some glass tube that you break underwater. That I think is just required of a Metroid game.
I've never played Zero Mission, so I can't. I can say that at least the original Metroid didn't have any underwater sections.
Come to think of it, I don't think Zero Mission has a... I don't think it has one of those either, so... Maybe I'm a liar. Highly recommend Zero Mission, though.
Well, if Nintendo would get off their ass and allow GBA games on NSO, then I'll be all on it.
Yes. Pretty solid double robo kill there from Metatron, managing to keep them on the same platform for quite a long period of time.
Swerb opting to use Underwater Shine Spark to get over to the green teleportal, and now they're going to do a high five in phase.
Yeah, like one of those weird ghostly high fives.
JZ 2001 says ZM has a glass tube, but it's not underwater.
Yeah, I actually don't really... I'm having a hard time remembering any underwater sections in Zero Mission. If they're there, they're not part of the speed run. Or I just don't remember them, which is honestly the more likely thing.
Acebreaker Ultra says, I hate it when I get a weird ghostly high five. Oh, going for the figure eight.
Looking good. Oh, he doesn't quite get the save.
It's opting to take the damage.
Yeah, very risky because that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Golzona doesn't look like it, but he will mess you up.
Very nice finish to that fight for Metatron with that quick kill on the X-Parasite and just sort of dropping down into it as it finishes.
So about 108.15 for Metatron for cross bombs. And now the most hated room in the game.
It's so bad. Most hated room that requires the most hated upgrade to get through. Crossbombs are really good when all you need to use them for is damage, but when you have to use them for navigating, they like to just be regular bombs instead of cross bombs, and then you sit there like an idiot. Especially in that room. Like, I don't know why it seems to be worse in that room than it is elsewhere.
Yeah, apparently there is some sort of check to make sure that you have the upgrade for some reason. But
of course, in the unrestricted route, you don't have the upgrade when you go through there, so you have to do a whole bunch of like very quick flash shifts to get across those sections.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the power bombs in Samus Returns, where there's no the game never tells you, but you have to learn on your own that using Spider Ball and power bombs will launch you in a single direction. But if you just do it on the ground, like it's not gonna send you anywhere, which doesn't make any sense.
Metroid games and hidden mechanics? Never.
Yeah, so how long did it take you to learn wall jumping in Super Metroid?
Oh. It took me until Zero Mission to learn wall jumping in Super Metroid.
Because I distinctly remember as a kid just finding that pit accidentally and then saving in that pit. And pretty much having to restart my game because I could not learn wall jumping as a 9-year-old.
I never got an opportunity to finish Super Metroid when I was playing it as a kid. I always I got real good at the first couple of areas, and then I'd just get stuck. Pretty solid Golzuna for Swerb. I didn't actually see if he got the final Shine Spark, but overall time in there didn't look too bad.
Yeah. I think he's about 3 minutes behind now. If I remember correctly, I think it was 108.15 for Meta. Those stupid Etacoons. Hey, you can't call them stupid. They knew the Samus theme song. They say young Oso is still stuck in that pit to this day.
Metatron onto the SQ fight. Doesn't get the setup for the quick corner kill, unfortunately, but still gets a nice quick kill on it. Looks like he's gonna have to 3-cycle the X-Parasite or the X4 also.
Yeah. Looked like he went for the 2-cycle, but didn't get it.
Yeah. It is a lot more difficult to get the 2-cycle if you don't have him locked in the corner at the time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's no save the animals opportunity in this game, is there? Not sure what you would save.
Yeah, I think we kind of.
Wife.
Yeah. I think we kill all the animals in this one because we let the X-Parasites loose, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's the whole planet now is X-Parasites.
Yeah.
Samus is like, say no more, fam, and just blows the whole thing up.
I think my favorite meme is it was like one of those SpongeBob fish in a telecommunications office, and he just like presses a single button and it just says like the Federation HQ sending Samus onto a mission, knowing that every living animal is about to be blown up after she's done with her mission.
Yeah, yeah. Never, if you encounter an issue and you like your planet, never ask Samus for help.
Meta having some difficulties, maybe typing in chat. I don't know. or wiping the grease off his fingers.
Or that McRib sauce.
The McRib sauce, there you go. Mindstormer says last time it was a space station, it wasn't enough, so she decided the whole planet will do. Well, didn't she send the space station into SR388?
Probably. If it didn't happen like as part of the actual finale, it almost certainly happened off screen. Like, Samus is totally the sort of person I would expect to go, oh, whoops, I forgot to blow up the planet. I'll be right back.
Meta clarified turbo malfunction in cold room. No, I think it was the McRib sauce that caused the turbo malfunction.
And going for the safer of the two common methods for this kill, which again makes total sense. It's a race.
Yep.
I've seen a lot more people going for the deep blue method though recently, so
yeah,
we'll see if Swerb decides to go for it.
Okay, we can all agree that in Metroid Fusion, everyone was in the wrong.
Pretty much, yeah.
Between the X-Parasites and the Federation thinking that, hey, the X-Parasite's pretty cool, we can totally handle this. And Samus being like, I can't deal with the X-Parasite, I'm just gonna go nuke it. By crash landing a space station onto the planet it's orbiting.
In fairness, SR388 was lucky that it survived Metroid 2, so.
That's true.
its days were numbered regardless.
It really was Super Metroid that just kind of started that trend, wasn't it? It all started with Sarah's station.
Samus was like, I've done this 3 times now. I'm not letting it happen again. We're just killing every planet we come across from now on. Metatron onto the red Chozo Warrior fight. Using the Storm Missile method, which is very smart. He's actually immune to damage while he's doing that little roar, so charging up the Storm Missiles during that time period just allows you to essentially get damage that you otherwise wouldn't have. Very, very clean fight from Metatron.
Absolutely. the Super Nintendo gave Samus the power she needed to nuke things.
It's true.
Yeah.
Swerb on to the purple Emmy.
Oh,
no, we got
hit. Oh, Swerb.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
Chat, please post an F for Swerb. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, he was doing very, very well overall up until that point. Just didn't quite get away in time, sadly. And actually firing the wrong direction there for just a second allowed the Emmy to get a bit closer than I think he'd like. Should still be fine, though.
That's what you like to see. Yeah, very nice.
Got a little closer than he would have liked with the Emmy right at the end there, but is able to take him down. And Metatron about to enter the Gold Chozo Warrior fight. Again, using the Storm Missile method. Worth noting that even for turbo users, this is still a better way to deal with at least this first bit. It's a trick, or it's a method that was actually discovered just because people started timing out, like, okay, actually, how much of an impact does turbo have? And then that Storm Missile method was discovered, and it's like, oh, it's not as much as we thought it was. Metatron just reflecting in the rain there for a moment before moving on to the elevator.
Cleaning off his hands.
Did just absorb an entire Chozo Warrior X through them, so probably there has to be some goop involved with that.
Goop. Gold plating. Oh, you think Meta drinks Diet Coke? I would think you would be a Dr. Pepper fan.
And Metatron's on to Ravenbeak, theoretically.
He's just gonna flex on the elevator for a little bit.
So you mentioned Dr. Pepper, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I need to go order one of those."
yeah. Let me go get a refill. Looks like he did the 9+1 strategy. Oh no, he's going to.
Yep, no, he's going for the 2-lock into the
Very nice.
spam.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, we know Meta is using a turbo controller, but with the cap being what it is, that lock method, you still have just enough speed. I believe it's about 12 bursts is required to, if you do the 1 or 2 lock, it's actually not really a big difference either way, to be able to get gold skip from the fastest method. Goes for the parry, but he is going to skip the cutscene, which is smart. I believe he's done enough damage at this point that it would be a waste of time for him to go through the cutscene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although maybe not, actually.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have dropped that power bomb.
Yeah.
But overall, it's a good Raven Beak fight. And we're gonna watch the cutscene. Meta either flexing or has too much grease on his controller.
Swerb, meanwhile, fighting the gold Chozo. Samus, it's an arm cannon. You don't hit him with it. You shoot him with it. Oh no, Swerb died to golden Chozo.
Oh no.
This cutscene, by the way, is the source of one of my favorite Metroid memes, which is there's a screenshot from a part that's coming up here in a moment. And it's like, breaking news, woman literally too angry to die. Right there.
Swerve.
Oh no, Swerve. Having some real trouble on the gold Chozo.
Yeah. I think I could have done without the screaming. Like it's kind of like the same with like Darth Vader, screaming out "no" in the special edition of Return
Next
of the Jedi.
time on Samus Ball Z.
Yeah. The lungs on that girl.
Yeah, Golden Chozo is, in my opinion, actually one of the toughest fights in the whole run.
Absolutely.
It's not as long as Ravenbeak, but you can die in a hurry on it.
Yep. Which is why a lot of players still run 3 E-Tanks.
Yep. Alright, we're done with cutscenes. It's time to escape.
Now save the animals. Yeah, Meta.
Let's see if he goes for the speed keep through this last little section here. Nope, just gonna keep on going right through. It's not a speed keep that saves a ton of time if you're able to do it. It's like 1 or 2 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Looks like Swerb is going for the 9+1 method.
Yep.
So what we mean by that is that he hits the Ravenbeak shield for 9 ice missiles, and then hits it one last time, which triggers the intended cutscene. But GG's to Metatron.
Yeah, a 1:27:22. Although I think about 3 minutes of that was cutscene.
If only you did that in the qualifiers, man.
Swerb trying his best to keep Ravenbeak stuck in this corner here, which does remove a couple of the abilities that Ravenbeak would otherwise be using. Makes him a little bit easier to hit. And on to phase 3. Nice timing on that damage boost. He's actually bumping himself into Ravenbeak just before the shot goes off. Oh no, he's out of missiles. Actually bumping himself into Ravenbeak just before that shot goes off because he takes less damage that way. Only got 8 missiles from that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's really awful. The cross bombs do still do lots of damage, and he does take beam damage. It's just reduced beam damage.
Yeah. So cross bomb is the equivalent of 1 missile shot.
Wisely skips the cutscene. And there we are.
Very nice from Swerb. Swerb, I would suggest not doing the cutscene.
Believe he's already skipped it.
Yeah.
And by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, the reason that he waits so long to start firing here is because it's just a bunch of math behind the scenes that just checks how much damage you've done by the time the boss gets a certain distance from Samus. So as long as you've done enough damage by the time the boss gets there, you're fine. And while you're shooting him, he moves slower. So it's actually like a 10 to 15 second time save to wait a little bit to shoot there. We're just working his way through the last little bit of this escape sequence. Going into morph ball form to skip a cutscene there, because if you just morph or you just use the shine spark, then there is a cutscene that actually occurs. You can also just do a quick like double jump with space jump, but morph ball also works.
Yep.
And GG.
GG. 131-33 for Swerb. Very nice from both runners.
Yeah, very, very, very nicely done. That ended up being a lot closer than it looked like it was going to be at some points. So,
yeah,
very cool to see.
All right. Well, we know that both runners' mouths are probably filled with fast food, but if they would like to join us for just a quick post brief.
Yeah, we'll see if McDonald's will let them hop on a microphone real quick. It's also entirely possible that both runners would just like to relax because it is getting relatively late on a Friday evening. So if we don't have interviews, we don't have interviews. It's no big deal. But if either of them would like to hop in, we would happily speak with them. Looks like Meta is trying to join, so I'm actually not sure how it works from the runner's perspective, how to join into the stream.
Yeah, is Keku still around? Because I can't invite them.
Yeah, I know. I know the SpeedGaming, they have this like really involved and very cool setup for how all this works. So I believe they're supposed to just get an invite, but I'm honestly not sure. Swerb said, thanks for GG's. That was awful. Every race I've done for this 30 has been worse than the last. You're like reverse practicing at the moment. That's unfortunate. Still, I mean, in a race setting, like it's easy to compare runs that happen during a race setting to like people's PBs and so on, and be like, oh wow, you were so much slower. It's like, well, yeah, that's their PB. That's the run that everything gelled for them. In a race setting, you don't get that. You don't get to reset and try again. You don't get to step back and go, well, that run didn't work, but I'll try again and do a faster one next time. It's literally just how good can I do it just today. So still very respectable runs from both runners.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You always have. Yes, you have to remember that one, everyone's PBs are going to be the culmination of several runs over practice, and when everything kind of just lines up for you, versus like being in this race and that it's a best of one. So like you have nerves, you have people watching you. There's a lot going on in your head that will mess with you as you're doing this race.
For sure.
So, looks like Keku is setting up the interview.
Yep, looks like runners are joining in. We'll be able to chat with them here in just a moment. Looks like we have both runners joining us now. GG's, both of you. Thanks so much for putting on the show for us here today. Metatron, how did you feel about that run?
Well, I gotta say that I've been playing a lot less this last month because of a changed work schedule. So in 2 weeks, I played 2 times. And when I got on yesterday, I hit a 132 on my first attempt. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen to me? So my next run, I took 5 minutes on a water bomb jump at Screw Attack. And this morning I did another 130. So I thought I was completely rusty. And I tried playing a little bit in the afternoon and then in the evening and got a little bit of it back. But overall in this run, I think it was okay. It was, movement was kind of sloppy in a few places. I had the ice ME problem. A couple other things that happened. I'm sorry about the cutscene at the end. I wasn't trying to be obnoxious, but I was like, maybe some people would like to watch this thing. But it was fine. It was fine. A little longer than I'm used to, but overall it was really enjoyable. So thanks for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, totally. And Swerb, I know that you were saying, like, when we were commentating last week, you were saying that you basically picked up NMG for this tournament. How are you feeling about things?
Well, I didn't pick it up for this tournament. I ran like when this game was, brand new, like last year, end of last year, beginning of this year, and I picked it back up for this tournament. And I haven't practiced nearly enough obviously, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like Meta was like, he messaged me this morning saying kind of what he just told you guys about his practice runs, being like, you have a chance, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like I've also been really just off, like I said in the Twitch chat, each run I've done for this tournament, like because I did 3 qualifiers on the weekend, and each one was like worse than the last. And didn't really have time to practice this week to try to shake any of that off, and so it was just kind of like, it's not even like the bigger like mistakes that bug me, like like dying to wave at me was just dumb and whatnot, and like yeah, like taking 15 tries or whatever on Atom Skip is like sucks, but like it was all like the little mistakes everywhere, like all the like accidental wall jumps on like ledges instead of like ledge grabbing and climbing up them, and like all of those little things are just like getting under me because like I could just feel like I was kind of off the entire time, and so just kind of like getting into my own head about it.
That's one of the really interesting things about races is it's not like we were kind of saying before you guys were able to join into the Discord. It's not so much a measure of like what's the best that this player can do. It's more a measure of how are they going to do today, which means that like some days you have runs where you have weird issues like dying to Emmys and so on, and some days you have runs where you just go for it. I would not in any way take either of these runs as a slight against either runner. You both showed a lot of skill throughout the run. Even if it didn't always work out exactly, it still ended up in a very, very enjoyable race to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, as long as it's enjoyable to watch, it's all I kind of really care about, and I appreciate you guys commentating on it. And you know, it was the first round, so obviously GG's to Meta, and good luck with your next opponent. And I'll be dropping down the loser bracket, so I get at least one more race to hopefully kind of turn things around. But either way, I'm like I said, I kind of got back into NMG for this tournament, and so kind of regardless of how it goes, I do want to get my PB down further. So
yeah, I totally with you, man. I appreciate being in this tournament. I think it's brought a lot of enjoyment to the people that are involved on Discord and on Twitch, and yeah, it was a good idea. It was a good idea to host this, and I hope we could do it again in the future. Yeah, the run, some sections were clean. I don't even know if I had one clean section, to be honest with you, where my movement was like spot on. But I didn't really care, to be honest, because, yeah, like you're saying, this is not a PB attempt by any means. If I'm going to grind out a PB, I have to dedicate several hours, several runs, not being afraid to reset. But yeah, when you're playing in a race, anything can happen. I actually had a 10-minute Atom Skip once in a race, believe it or not. So yeah, it can drive you nuts, but you just got to keep going and finish. So congrats to Swerb. I appreciate playing with you, and yeah, thanks again for hosting us.
Yeah, definitely. And like Swerb said, this is an upper bracket, so no one's been eliminated. Everyone still gets to participate in the tournament. Swerb, you'll be, I believe from looking at the bracket, you'll be up against Mindstormer next. So do you have any thoughts on what you might be looking towards going into that next race?
Not really, other than like I said, I got to get some practice in. I got to shake off some of these mistakes, try to get a couple like good runs in, and just kind of improve my headspace a little bit, I guess, going into the next race. Because I came into this one, like I said, feeling off from my last runs, and knowing that like, Meta is a higher seed, has a better PB, better qualifying times, like, probably could have came into this with a better attitude, and maybe that would have helped. And so I'm just going to try to kind of turn it around for that race.
All good. And Metatron, you'll be up against, in the next bracket, you'll be up against the winner between Sue and Izzy Chew. Do you have any thoughts on, I don't believe that race has been scheduled yet. You have any thoughts on how you're, like a direction you're hoping that race goes, or any thoughts going into that one?
Well, I'm anticipating that I'll play against Izzy. You know, I don't think that they were doing NMG much. So when I saw the time that they got at the beginning, it was like 122 ish, 121. So I said, oh, okay, this will be pretty close to where I'm at. And then they knock it all the way down to 119.01, I think. And I was like, oh no, that's not good. Because I've been trying to get sub 120 for a while now. I've progressed pretty slowly over these months compared to other people trying to get my time down to where it is. So if I'm going to go head to head with him, then I'm going to have to practice a lot more. Like I can't take a week off or 2 weeks off and expect to be competitive. So if I do go head to head with them, I probably will lose. That's my hunch, but anything's possible with these races. So we'll see what happens.
Indeed, we will. And I'm sure whatever happens, it will be just as entertaining as the race that we got to watch here today. This was very fun.
Just no cutscenes.
Anyone else that got any other thoughts before we wrap this up? Any other questions you want to ask, Oso?
No, I think both runners did very well. They should both be proud of themselves, and we'll definitely see them in the future. So, GGs to both of you. And I don't know. Do you want to say the thing?
I feel like I've always been the one saying the thing in the other thing. So if you want to say the thing, you can go for it.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll see you next mission. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, guys, take care.
GG's. See you next time.